Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends at yarnspirations.com. This is the new leaf baby blanket designed by me, a nice, simple, easy repeat. From here all the way to here is just a two round repeat. In order to make that happen, I just changed the color. You can download the instructions to get that more information if you need it. Today I'm going to take you through getting started, and then I'm going to take you through the border section at the end as well. So this was using a watermelon color by Caron Cotton Cakes when it was around. So this is spare yarn that I used. This color here never came out. I had a prototype yarn which I didn't know I had, and so this color is not available, but it was called Granite, but it never went to market. So using a 5mm size H crochet hook, or whatever size that you want to match the yarn that you're going to play with today, will be it. And this is a 32" by 32" square. As you begin the instructions, I tend to give the stitch counts per side because it's easier to count, because if I give you, like, for example, 28 is how many per side are you going to ask me? So I always put like the stitches per side. As we get into the repeat pattern, you'll notice is that I gave you the number, so 8th to the 23rd, the 23rd, it's the 6 and 7 rounds, so you're just going to repeat, and I gave the actual stitch counts for that because people are going to ask me and I'm going to say I don't know, so I figured it out for you. So you have everything, and then we pick you up near to the end. So we have to put this extra instruction in here when there's a color change, because we're using the color B instead of A, but it's actually still the same instruction over and over and over. And so near to the end of the project, then we end up picking up, and then we do the final border, which is the leaf kind of stitch, and it's really a lot of fun. Without further ado, let's grab our hook and let's play. I'm going to be using Caron Jumbo Twirl today. The color is called Blue Ribbon. I believe it's called, let me just take a look, a Canal Ribbon, and it looks blue. And we're going to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and slip stitch to the first chain to form the center ring. So pull through and through, and just wrap this around the outside of the ring so that it gets trapped underneath in round number 1. Let's begin round number 1 in a moment. Round number 1, we're going to start by chaining 3. That'll count as your first double crochet, and just pull open the ring so you can see it, and you're going to put 2 more double crochet into the ring. To turn the corner, you're going to chain 2. Make sure that this stays around the outside of the ring so it gets stuck underneath. So chain 2 and put 3 more double crochet into the ring. And then chain 2 turns, and then 3 more double crochet in, chain 2, we'll turn the corner, and then 3 double crochet back into the ring. So I like to do a half double crochet join to get me into the middle of a corner. So to do that, you're just going to go to the top of the chain 3 and just half double crochet over. And so this, what I just created, is the equivalent of a chain 2 space. And so it keeps me right into the corner, and it helps to prevent the rotation of the center of your blanket. Let's move on to round number 2. This blanket is a combination of using the modern granny technique as well. So every other round will be kind of similar. So as we begin, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into this space. So go right into the space and single crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and jump over all the double crochet and just go right into the space and single crochet there. And then you are going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into that same space. Okay, chain 3 and jump to the next corner, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. Okay, so chain 3, jump over the double crochet, single crochet in, chain 3, and single crochet in, chain 3, and now you're coming to the very first space that you started with, so single crochet, And because it's a chain 3 in the corner, I want you to chain 1 first and then do a half double crochet join to the first single crochet. And that will keep you into the very corner of your blanket. So if you have gone over the tail end, make sure you get rid of that so it'll be out of your way. You can cut it out. If you didn't weave it in, please weave it in. But if you went underneath like I did, then you can get rid of that. Let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3. When you start this type of round, you're going to start by chaining 3. That counts as your first double crochet, and put 2 more double crochet into that corner. You're then going to come to the next chain 3 space, and you were going to double crochet into the space. Noticing that I never chained 1 after this grouping of 3. The next one stitch will be a 2 together treble front post, and you are going to use the first one of this and the last one of this. So this and this. So you wrap the hook twice and you come around the front post of the first one directly below. Pull through 2 and 2 and hold it. Do not finish that stitch. And then wrap twice again, and we'll show this to you a few times, and you'll come into the last one of that grouping of 3. And pull through 2 and 2, and once you see the 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So this counts as the middle stitch of a technical grouping of 3. So just kind of shift around and see that chain 3 that you were using before. You're going to double crochet back into that same chain 3. And so this creates the V shape that you see in the blanket. The corner happens to be next in this round, so we're going to go right to our corner of 3 double crochet. And then chain 2 to turn the corner, and 3 double crochet into that same corner. So you cannot in the corners go down what we just did right here. Okay, so let's do another one. So we come into the space first, double crochet, and then we do a 2 together front post treble around the first one and the last one. So wrapping twice, come around down here, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, do not finish, wrap twice again, come to the last one of that group. So it's directly below. Once you have the 3 loops, pull through all 3. That middle stitch is now done, and using that same space, just double crochet onto that chain 3 space. And so this is technically your grouping of 3. Corner is next, 3 double crochet. Okay, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Okay, so we come to the next space, double crochet first, and then do a front post treble 2 together with the first and the last. Pull through all 3 to finish that stitch, and then using that same space behind, just double crochet in. Corners next, so just remember 3, 2, and 3, so 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. As we get further in this tutorial, I'll just be talking you through it, and then you can put me on pause and do the rest of the round. So last one in the round, double crochet into the space first, and then front post 2 together with the treble. And then double crochet into that same space. So when you get back around, you're going to finish this corner, and it will be 3 double crochet, and then you're going to join with a half double crochet to the top of the first chain 3. So top of the first chain 3, half double crochet. And that will conclude that round. And that's round number 3. So we're going to start the next round, number 4, and it's exactly what you did the first time. The difference is every time you go around, you get bigger and bigger. So you chain 1 first and single crochet into the space. Now you're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. Skip over the first 3 double crochets you have. Everything is in groups of 3. If you kind of pull it, you can see it. So 1, 2, and 3. So go right in between the posts. So it's not a stitch, it's just a space. So 1, 2, 3, and go in between the next grouping of 3. Okay, it's right here. And you do that all the way to the corner. So then chain 3, and then in your corners, it'll be single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. So just remember, chain 3 is a magic number. So let's just start a fresh side again, chain 3, come in between the first group of 3 and the second, single between them, chain 3, come in between the space, chain 3, and go right into a corner. So single crochet, chain 3, and single. Please do this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of the round in a moment. Coming all the way around, back to the first corner that we started with, we're gonna single crochet. And because it's a chain 3, I need that usually as a corner. You're gonna chain 1 only, and then half double crochet join to the first single crochet to keep yourself in the corner. And we're going to move on to round number 5. So round number 5, we're going to do more of this coming down. So you can only come down into the spaces where there's something solid underneath it. So there's going to be 3 this time. So instead there was 1, now it's going to be 3. So when you start off, you're going to chain 3 and put 2 more double crochet into that same space. So you come into the next space, double crochet first, and then do the front post 2 together with the trebles, so first and last, so right directly below. Pull through all 3, and don't forget to double crochet back into that same space to hold everything backward. So the back of this looks flat, just so you're aware. So then you come into the next space, double crochet first, and then front post 2 together. So in this case, you're using this one right here and this one, so you're going over, around the middle that are already doing it. So you go into the first one, wrap again twice, go to the last one, pull through all 3, and don't forget to double crochet into that same space. So these V-stitches concept will line up on top of each other just like you see in the real sample. So they'll only do that when there's something solid like that underneath. So next one, double, and then front post treble 2 together. And then double crochet back in. So those doubles that are going back into that space will end up being used just like you saw here. So you'll end up in the corner. So the corners on this round is always 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. So just remember 3, 2, 3. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way around for this round. This is round number 5, so just double, and then do the 2 together front post treble, don't forget that space again for the last double before you move on. So in this case we have the next one, so it's a double, and so then we're going to use this one and this one. And this is what's causing those stitches to line up on itself. And don't forget to double back into that same space. So please do this all the way around for round number 5. So I'm coming up all the way back around, so I got to finish that first corner that I started with, and then it's just a half double crochet join after the last double crochet goes in. And we're going to move on to lucky round number 6. So you can see the texture starting to turn out. It looks more than it probably does in the camera, but it's there. And let's begin number 6. Rounds number 6 and 7 are going to be the repeating, going all the way through this thing until you get to the border. And so because of the way the instructions are written, that's why we have to get to 6 and 7, just for repeat reasons. So we're going to start off by chaining 1 and single crocheting into the corner space, and then we chain 3, and then we go and separate between the spaces. So there's a group of 3, 3, 3, 3, and so we just go right in between, single crochet, chain 3 to jump, and go into between the spaces. Really easy to see even in person. So just kind of pull it apart. Everything stays in groups of 3. 1, 2, 3. And eventually you'll hit the corner. So 1, 2, 3, go right into your corner. So in the corner it says single, chain 3, and single back in, and then start a fresh side. So chain 3 to just start jumping and go in between the spaces. Do this all the way around for number 6. Coming back around, I come into the space that I started with, and that because it's a chain 3 space equivalent, you chain 1 first and then half double crochet to the beginning single crochet to finish that corner. Let's begin round number 7. Round number 7 is just what you already know, and so we're going to start off and chain 3 and put 2 more double crochet into that corner, and then jump to your first space. So double, and then 2 together, front post between the first and the last. Sorry, I did not wrap twice. You need to wrap twice because it's much further down than a regular double crochet height. That's why we're doing a treble down. Okay, get that done, and don't forget to double back into that same space before moving on. So you'll see that more of these V shapes start showing up. So you double into the next space and then do your 2 together. So front, so the first one and the last one. And it kind of cuddles that other V that's already in there that builds its way out, and double back into that same space. So you'll do this all the way across, and then in your corners will be 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet from what you already know, and I'll see you at the end. I'm coming around to the end of number 7, and I'm just going to do my final corner. So it'll be 3 double crochet, and then just half double crochet join to the top of the first, chain 3. So now you're going to go back to round number 6 and 7 and keep on going, and I'm going to take you back to the instructions, and then we're going to carry on from that point. In the instructions, you're going to keep now 8th to the 23rd rounds. It's going to be repeat 6 and 7. So you can see all the stitch counts that you'll have just in case you need to have that. I really don't think you need it, but somebody's going to ask me. So you're going to have this on this page as well. And so this set of instruction is just a color change. So all it just means is that with the color B, so you're going to have this section right here is all going to be the B color right here. So that's that gray that you see within the blanket, the granite color. And then you're going to then bring back the regular color that we had for, again, from round number 32 to 39. And so that'll take you to the end of what you have until you get to the border section. And in the border section is where we're going to start picking up from here. So once you get to this, we're going to then pick up here. So I'm going to give you a set of instructions that will help make sense for you. If you would like to change the where the leaves are, you have to make sure that the last round that you have per side is a multiple of 4 plus 1. So you see how it's 121 stitches or single crochet. So that's 120 divided by 4 is the multiple, and then there's 1 extra. So if you want to change the size, that's all you got to do. So you got to make sure it's a multiple of 4, and then there's 1 left over, because we're going to skip the last stitch before a corner as we get here. So what I want you to do is continue all the way. You don't even have to change color, but get yourself all the way to the 39th round, and then I'm going to pick you up from that point at that time. So I'm going to start round number 40 next. To start round number 40, you will have the ending of a 7th row, which is these front post front post trebles going down. So you're going to start number 40 by just chaining 1 in single crochet into the corner. So you just have to apply 1 single crochet in each of the stitches going all the way across, and then in the corners you're going to do 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So nice and simple, and it's just going to change it so that you can start working with the border at that time. So just do this all the way around for round number 40. At the end of the 40th round, we're just going to single crochet into the beginning space, and because this one here, there's not chain 3, it's chain 2, you're just gonna, and I want to change the color, I'm going to chain 2 and I'm gonna slip stitch it to the beginning. So the pattern has you changing color as well, and I'm gonna change color just to make the next section easier to see, and we'll begin round number 41 in a moment. Round number 41, I'm using a new color. Come into the space and just join it, and then chain 1 and single crochet into the same space. So all you're just going to do on this round is the same thing, and just single crochet around, and then in corners it's going to be 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So do this all the way around for lucky round number 41. I'm coming up to the end of this round number 41, single crochet into the final space, and then do a half double crochet join to the beginning single crochet. Let's move on and let's talk about the 42nd as we begin the stitch for making the leaves. So it happens to be a fluke, and I thought I was gonna have to do a lot more work, but in this size that I just did, this round here is actually a multiple 4 plus 1. So there are 25 single crochets between the corners. And so 24 stitches is divisible by 4, right? So that will give you 6 multiples. And then because there's 25 stitches, you have that extra 1 stitch that's left over. So this is a multiple of 4 plus 1. So if you want to change the size of that, that's all you got to make sure that you do, is that it's divisible by 4, and then there's just 1 stitch left over. So you may have to do more rounds in order to get to that multiple, but it's something that you can decide for yourself. Let's do the 42nd round. So as you begin this round, we're going to start up, and the stitch combination that I'm doing right now is a multiple of 4. So if you notice below, this was granny stitches, and granny is usually a multiple of 3. That's why we have to have that extra stitch that's left over on each side in order to get ourselves back to a balance of an even number. And you'll see that happening. So you're going to chain 3, that's your first double crochet, and double crochet back into that same corner. And we're going to immediately start and do the leaf stitch. So starting in the first one, you're going to skip the first 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do a 2 together front pose, or sorry, 2 together treble right here on the 4th one away. So wrap twice, and going the 4th one away, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and do it again. So wrap twice, same stitch, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. Once you have that done, you're going to pull through all 3, and there is a leaf right there. So the 3 stitches you just skipped, you have to go behind. So just double crochet the 3 that you skipped. So just moving this leaf out of the way in front, and just double crochet the 3 that you skipped, starting with the furthest one away. Okay, once you have that done, the 3, you can fold that back up. So to do the next ones that you want to do is that you have to skip the next one, and you're going to do the 4th one away. So skip this one and do the next 3. So right here, it's the 4th one away. So wrap twice, pull through 2 and 2. Wrap twice, same stitch, pull through 2 and 2. Once you have that confirmed, pull through all 3 and lean it forward and get the 3 that you jumped over. and just double crochet each of that. So once you get it out of the way, just use your thumb to hold it down and out of the way, and you're going to double crochet the 3 that you skipped. I'll show you one more time so you can fold that back up. So here's the next empty. So you skip that one, this one, and go to the 4th and start with your 2 together treble. And then you get the ones that you skipped. So these double crochets have to be behind the work to make those leaves, or make the leaves come towards you. So you'll notice something different in the next round. Okay, and so you're going to do this all the way across. I'll see you close to the end of the side, and then we'll review from that point. Coming closer to the first corner, and I'm just filling in the 3 that I skipped. So you're going to notice is that there's 1 stitch left over before the corner. Just skip it. Okay, so this is going to make this an even number then per side. So go right to your corner and just put in your 2 double crochet. And then chain 2, 2 double, and then 2 double crochet in. And then you start a fresh side again. So you got to make sure you skip that last one before a corner. So to start a new side, you're going to skip the first 3, go to the 4th right here, and start your leaves. Nice English, right? And then lean it forward and get the ones you skipped. So do this all the way around for this round, number 42. I'll be back in a moment. Coming around on the 42nd, so I'm skipping the last one before the end. Okay, so there's nothing different there. So I'm going to put in my 2 double crochet, and then I'm going to do a half double crochet join to the top of the first chain 3. Okay, and we're moving on to round number 43 next, which is the other half of the leaves. So we're about to start, and you're going to notice that the leaves are over here, and yet we're way over here. So the way that we have to start and finish these rounds to keep the leaves in alignment has to be you got to pay attention to that. So we're going to start by chaining 3 and double crocheting into the same corner. So the next 2 are part of the last corner that you were in, and so you're just going to put 1 double crochet in each of those. Now here's your leaf. So this here, the leaf has to come this direction. So what you need to do is skip over this one first and do the other 3. So just double crochet the other 3 first. So skipping the first one. And then the one that you skipped, which is right here, you were going to do that 2 together treble. So just wrap twice and just kind of come in behind like this and just grab it. Pull through 2 and 2 and hold the rest, which is the next one, and then do that again. So wrapping twice and into the same one, pulling it through, pull through 2 and 2, and you have your 3 loops, pull through all 3. And that will make the leaf go in the other direction. So the next leaf is up, see this one? So skip this one and double crochet the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go into the one you skipped, which is right here. And then you do your 2 together treble in that one. So the trick is to go kind of down into that stitch. Pull through all 3 loops, that one's done, and then you move on. So skip the next one, which is this, and do your next 3. So I'll see you closer to the new corner in just a moment. Coming closer to the end of the corner, so I got my last leaf in. So I have 2 double crochets before I have to get to the corner, so just double crochet each of those, and then do your corner. Okay, so the corners will be 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So then you got to start a fresh side just like you started. So the first 2 are just double crochet each, and then you start your leaves next. And like you did before, skip the first one, do the next 3 in a row. and then do that front post 2 together. Sorry, not the front post, the treble 2 together. I'm using 2 different stitches on this one. That's getting me confused in the trebles when I'm talking about it. I know what I'm doing, I just, well, sometimes. Okay, so there you get the leaves. So you skip the next one, do the next 3, and then do the one that crosses back over. And you're gonna do this all the way around, and you'll see that it has a beautiful, almost a cabling look to this. Continue around for this round number 43. Finishing up the round, you just gotta do the 2 double crochet that are before the corner. And you'll notice that the border will sit flat after this round. Okay, and then just join with the half double crochet to the beginning, chain 3. Let's move along to the next round. Okay, number 44, we're gonna go back to a single crochet. So in actual fact, 44, 45, 46, and 47 are all single crochet rows, but this row here, number 44, is the final of this color if you were doing the color breakdown. So just chain 1 single crochet in, so just single crochet around, corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So do this around, and then in the next round you're going to change your color, and I'll be right back in a moment. Ending in number 44, just single crochet in the final, and because I'm changing color, I'm going to chain 2 and then slip stitch. So the next 3 rounds, they're all single crochet rounds. I'll start a new color, and I will get you there in just a moment. Rounds 45 to 47 are all the same color, and they're all single crochet rounds. So just starting in the first corner that you finished off of, join it, chain 1, single crochet in. So single crochet all the way around, corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So I'm gonna ask you to do all 3 rounds, and then I'll be back. Do not fasten off this color. We're gonna do our final round together, and then I'm gonna show you the surface overlay that is used in the blanket, and I'll be right back in a moment. So get those 3 rounds, and I'll see you at the end of number 47 in a moment. So I'm coming to the final corner, and I'm going to just do a half double crochet join. So we're now going to go to your last round. So you have this nice thick section here, and we're going to do surface overlay after we get the last round done. So to do the last round, number 48 is next. The signature border for my stuff tends to be a picot, and I really like it because if it's not a flat blanket, it really can kind of give that illusion that it was meant to be flat, but it's more ruffled. But in this case, it will be flat for you. So you're just gonna chain 1 and single crochet into the first space, which is the corner, chain 3, and then slip stitch into there. Okay, this is called a picot, and you pull through and through. And then in the same space where that corner is, single crochet. So the whole thing for this entire round is that the corners will be a single crochet, picot, single crochet, but the rest of it is over 2 stitches. So going into the next stitch, single crochet first, then chain 3, slip stitch, see right into there, pull through and through, and then single crochet in the next. And so that's over 2 stitches. To start again, single crochet the next, chain 3, do your picot, and single crochet the next. Please do this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of the round in a moment. Completing the last round, and I'm just doing my final here. And so I have 2 rounds of surface overlay to do, which I'll show you in a second. Now we've already done this first corner, so we're just gonna slip stitch it to the first single crochet and be done. So you'll wanna weave in your ends, and then you're going to get ready to do the surface overlay, and it kind of just gives it a little bit more of a punch. And so let's do the final round. We are then going to play in the surface overlay, and it says to do it in the between the spots. So you're going to play in here all the way around, and then you're going to play in here all the way around. So it's just a row between each other. Start after a corner, and just without anything on your hook, just going in, and the yarn has to come from the back side. Do not create a slip knot, just create a loop and connect it to the crochet hook and pull through. Now behind, just leave this into your hand like you normally would, so the yarn going to you, and you were going to go to the next spot, and you can tighten up the very beginning in just a few moments. Okay, so you're just getting yourself started, and you were just going in between the single crochet. Okay, and you don't want to be too tight, but you don't want to be too loose either. And when I come back around, I'm going to show you on the first corner on how it's going to turn over this, and I'll be right back in a moment. So just follow that round. I'm coming closer to the first corner, and you can tell I didn't go all the way around in the last round because I'm running out of time today. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to go right into the corner space, and then I'm going to jump into the next space over here. So I'm continuing on that round, and that'll just naturally follow the progression around a corner. Okay, so that would be how it's going to go around. Perfect. So I will see you close to the end to show you how to finish that off, and then you're going to do another round on your own. So I'm zipping around and just doing what's called a surface overlay. I'm coming into the corner, and then I just jump. And it doesn't make sense for this concept to actually jump it to the point where you're doing it right in the corner. Just be a little bit off, as I mentioned. Now, what I need to do is that the final jump here, I'm going to have it so it connects here. So I'm not joined it yet, and I'm going to trim this yarn with the tapestry needle, or sorry, with the scissors, and I'm just gonna pull up. And what I'm trying to do is that I want to make this look like it belongs. So if you use a typical slip knot or slip stitch, it looks like crap. So what you want to do is that you want to take the one that's coming out here and go in behind here. Okay. And when you pull it, make it look like the distance that the others are looking. And the first one's not secured yet, so you can pull that a little bit tighter. And then go down, see where this one's coming out of? Just go down into the same spot. And just make it look like it belongs. Do you see that? See, now you can barely tell where I started. So on the back side, when I secure it, I just want to secure it into some of the stitch work, but I don't want to pull it tight to change that distance. Okay, so this is not a structure stitch. This is surface overlay. It's really cosmetic. So that's that one. And then you're going to want to secure the very first, just like I just showed you there with that one. And then what I need you to do is surface overlay again and surface overlay around this section right here and go all the way around with that. So the second layer is done and it's completely taken care of. You just got to weave in your ends. This area looks like sewing on the back, which is really quite desirable too. And so you can see that it turns out really quite lovely. And this here is a great little blanket to do called the New Leaf Crochet Baby Blanket. That's it for now, and we hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.